Hello everyone and welcome to the Reddit Railway. My name is Victor and I'll be your driver. Today's destination is r/RelationshipAdvice, so all aboard! My friend group is fairly large, there's 12 of us. It was originally just 5 but has grown over time through college, marriages and dating. One of these new additions was Alice. She joined the group about 3 years ago when we were deep into our studies and visiting the library on the regular. She worked there. We all got to know her and she just merged into our group. We graduated, moved within the same city and still hang out often. The 12 of us can't always hang out together, so we settle for whoever can make it whenever they can. If you can't show up, nobody gets mad about it. Because of our busy lives, FaceTime and messages were our thing even before the world shut down. Usually Alice and I are on the same schedule of having free time. She and I share a lot of the same interests like anime, hiking, amusement parks, and creepy/haunted things. This meant we talked a lot and did things together if others couldn't tag along. Social distant walks are weird, but fine. Looking back, I guess I could see how someone might think, oh, they're a couple, but I never held her hand. We never kissed. We didn't do dinner dates or movies or anything romantic. I spent Valentine's Day alone. The only person I've ever gotten flowers for is my mum. I'm not a good dating partner. I know this. A lot of it stems from my hatred of being touched. This is relevant later. Anyway, a week ago I was hanging out with our group for the first time since the big scary you-know-what. I arrived before Alice and someone asked me where my girlfriend was. I responded with, I don't have one of those. I was met with an uncomfortable silence and awkward looks until someone asked if everything was okay between me and Alice. I asked why they thought something was wrong and they pointed out my comment. I was like, Alice and I have never even talked about dating. She and I just share a lot of the same interests. Another person said Alice told them we had been dating for the past 2 years. No one bothered to mention it to me or ask me about it since they had no reason to think she was lying. No one thought it was weird we didn't hold hands or cuddle. They know I hate being touched. They figured we had an agreement of no public displays of affection and didn't want to make me uncomfortable by asking about it. After a long talk and sorting everything out, showing messages, my social media statuses, my Tinder, etc., everyone was pretty riled up at being lied to. Then after a while, Alice came walking in with the last bit of our friend group. I lost my shit on her, which caused our group to be kicked out. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to see her or hear her excuses. That was just creepy and weird. She's explained her side to some of the others and went on about how she thought we were dating. I'm not sure if any of them are buying it. However, some of the girls don't want to kick her from the group while most of the others have already written her off as a freak. I couldn't care less if they stay friends with her as long as they don't bring her around me. My question is, now what? What do I do? Did I really make her think we were dating? How could a mix-up like that last this long? Simple, she's delusional. If someone isn't emotionally stable or insecure, it's very easy for them to conflate platonic friendships for romantic interests. It's sad, but it happens. Admittedly, it's not clear whether Alice genuinely mistook OP's intentions or if she actually lied. Either way, his best bet is to cut her off. It'll be way too awkward otherwise. There is an update to this post, so let's see if that's what he did. Update 1. I decided it would be best if I kept my distance. I did remind all our mutual friends that if they still wanted to hang out with her, that's cool, but I wouldn't attend any gatherings she would go to. I figured that would be the most adult thing to do. No need to make them choose. In my last post, I mentioned some of the girls were torn on drop-kicking her from the group, while most others had already written her off due to the lying. Well, some of them met up with Alice a few days later at her place. The girls were trying to be understanding and the guys wanted to get to the bottom of it. There was a lot of back and forth, being around the bush and avoiding questions. She kept telling them she would discuss it with me and only me. She said our relationship wasn't their business and blamed them for what happened. My guy friend started getting frustrated, telling her we never dated, and she went nuts. She started yelling about how we loved each other and no one would break us up, that this is just an adjustment period because they weren't supposed to know about us. She was asked to prove we had a relationship and she did. She took them to a room in her apartment that was covered from floor to ceiling with pictures of me. I'm talking group pictures where I was cut out, photos I would post, selfies, profile pictures, etc. There were also pictures of her and me together, some she had photoshopped herself into. One of these photos was from a work barbecue I attended. I had the option for a +1 and took my buddy Dave because he was trying to network. She removed him from the photos and put herself in them. Dave was one of the friends there. He recognized the pictures and started recording everything from that moment on. She showed them a scrapbook filled with our wedding plans and showed them the ring I was saving for. She then showed them a list of baby names saying we wanted at least 3. Dave got everyone out, picked me up and took me to the police station. I didn't know what was going on until we got there. Dave wasn't making any sense. He was rambling and jumping from thing to thing. He showed me and the cops everything, and I felt sick to my stomach. The police can't do anything since she hasn't done anything threatening. I sent a cease and desist letter through a lawyer. I moved out of my apartment and in with some buddies. The landlord was fine with me breaking my lease after I explained to her what was happening and offered to pay until she could get a new tenant. My friends have that tracker thing on my phone. My car now has dash cams. Everyone has cut Alice off and blocked her on everything, but she's still lurking around. She shows up at places we're at and we're forced to leave because she just sits and stares. She knows our hangouts, she knows our routines, she knows our everything. She showed up at the daycare of Dave's kid. We're not sure where to go from here. Dave has contacted a lawyer, told the daycare the woman is nuts, and gave instructions to call the cops if they ever see her again. Advice would be great, and just to be very clear, I am already in therapy and have been for years. Okay, this confirms it. Alice is nuts. This is like stalker level batshit crazy. You know what I'm talking about. If I can't have you, nobody can. I can only see this getting worse, and it just might. There are a couple more updates to this post, which I'll read in the next story, so we'll see if things do in fact escalate. Until then, thank you for traveling on the Reddit Railway, and we hope to see you again soon.